Hi, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Elizabeth. I'm the maker behind Angel's Cottage, and this is my channel where I share what I'm crafting in. It could be crochet, knitting, spinning, anything. So, um, this is podcast episode 14, and this is everything I made in the month of June. So before we get started, let me tell you where you can find me. You can find me on Instagram at Angel's Cottage. You can find me on Ravelry as Arcania, and you can find me on Etsy at Angel's Cottage Shop. So first things first, finished objects. And this is a pair of socks I finished for my husband. These are the Vanilla Plus socks, and this is a pattern by Carly Perrins, and she tells you how to do the striping. So normally you would use I think one color for the stripes and then one color for the heel. And I believe earlier in the year I made a pair like this. Actually, no, that was the dip dye version of this. But anyway, I did this with four colors instead of just two. And so what I did was I started with this one and then alternated, and then right here, this is a different one, and these are all colors by Yarnable. So this is, um, I believe this one's Let's Get Basted, Turkey Time, and this one is, oh my goodness, the name is escaping me. And then this one's like Sin Amazing or something like that. I'll put the names of them are in The names of the colorways are in the project page, but right now, for some reason, I just can't remember them. I might put them up here. We'll see, I guess, what editing me feels like doing. But I really enjoy these. Uh, I made these they're a size medium, and I knit these on 2.25 millimeters. And so, oops, the color changing on this was really fun. It was one of those that keeps you wanting, you don't want to stop because you want to get to the next color and see how it works up. And um, I brought this color back in down here, and I had changed from the brown to this red. So I changed it up a little bit, just kind of playing around with colors and what I had and trying to use up yarn. They're not really scraps because they're not enough to be scraps because it was like a 50-gram cake and a 100-gram cake. The next pair of socks is this stripy sock. This is not self-striping. I did the stripes on this one. And this is Yarnable also. And this is the Sin Amazing. And the other color that I can't remember, but it's the same one that I used in this pair. So this is a size medium, 64 stitches, knit on 2.25 millimeters. These are a pair for my husband. I don't know if I said that. And I just did, I think it's 8. Let me count real quick. Yep. It's 8 for this section and 2 for the stripe, and so on and so forth down the way. And then I believe I split it for the heel, the 2 stripe. That way it wouldn't break it up. But anyway, so that's that. The other pair I don't have with me that I finished in the month of June. They were sample socks that I mailed off, and so I'll put the picture here as I talk about these. These are a sample sock that I made for Maggie of Yarnaceous Fibers, and these are knit in her, I believe it's the Bend colorway from her National Parks collection. I don't think that the mini has a colorway name, but I could be wrong. If I am, I'll put it either up here, again, whatever my editing self wants to do, either up here or it's in the project page, which will be linked down below. And then my other finished object is a tiny sweater ornament that I also sent to Maggie. So I'll insert a picture here, but this is just a tiny sweater ornament. I've made a few of these in the past, and I made this one on a whim just to send to her just because I thought it would be cute. And so that it is the end of my finished objects for the month of June. My works in progress is my influencer sweater, which I don't have up here, so I will put a picture of in here. And at this point, I think I was finishing up the back panel. Maybe it was the front panel. I was finishing up one of the panels. I can't recall exactly which one. And then the other whip that I have is the little black socks. I think I have a picture of this. I will put this in here, and if I don't, uh, I guess I'll link the pattern, or I'll put a picture from the pattern up here. But these are by Summer Lee of Summer Lee Design, Knit Designs, or something like that. And I've actually made these before, but this is I'm making these in Woolberry The Coldest Night, which is a lovely blue color, and it's like water painty, and I really hope I have a picture for to show you because it's beautiful. Um, and then my acquisitions, I don't have any of this stuff up here. If I have pictures, I will post them, and I do apologize if I don't have pictures to put in here. But the first one was the ice cream bag by oh my goodness, I'll put the name up here. We did a trade. We were both in the summer, no, the Stock Week challenge by Nitty Natty. And so we did a trade. I traded her for her bag, and she got the stitch marker set that I did and the waffle bowl that I also did for this collaboration. Um, and then I also got the Huckleberry sock set. I actually purchased this one. This was another one from she did the collaboration as well. She was the yarn dyer. So if you're not aware of what Sock Week is by Nitty Natty, she gets makers together to make something for a theme. And usually it's like yarn dyers, but it's also like stitch marker makers or bag makers. Or in my case, I made stitch markers, but I also made a yarn bowl for this. And that was a lot of fun to do. Um, the last thing I got in the month of June was my Pokemon Advent, which was to be opened in July. It's kind of like it's not really Christmas themed, it's Pokemon themed, but it's from Fangirl Fibers, and you open up a mini skein every day in the month of July. It's kind of like, to me anyway, it's like Christmas in July. And then at the time, I wasn't reading or listening to anything, I was only watching Friends. So that pretty much sums up what I made in the month of June. Kind of short and sweet. There were a lot of things going on for me in this month that I don't feel comfortable talking about, but there were some health complications. So, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Like my video so that I know that you like this kind of content. I can keep making these. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hit that bell icon to be notified of every single time I upload a video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.